becoming a huge company in the region. How did you first hear about Bitcoin, by the way?
My first foray into Bitcoin was because of a guy called Max Keiser in 2010. I actually was one of those people that lost money in Mt. Gox. It wasn't a big amount. In those days, you were buying Bitcoin at 30 or 40 euros a day. It was a tedious process.
Okay, so we put the seed of this information in your head, and then Gabriel Abed showed up, and you guys launched Bit. And so just give folks an idea of what Bit does.
Well, Bit was already around. What happened was there was another legacy guy who works with Ernst & Young. And I was talking to him one day and I said, I really need to get this Bitcoin technology. It's unbelievable. It's world changing. And I've been trying to get my hands on something that's really hard. And he put me on to Gabriel. Bit had already been founded. And then Gabe and I met. And Gabe pitched the company to me. Basically, at that time, they had knocked on about 50 doors, kind of like Harlan Sanders. And they had
Colonel Sanders,
Colonel Sanders,
man, yes.
and they continued unrelenting. And they found the perfect partner. Basically, what Bit does is blockchain meets central bank. So it is a stable coin development in that in a region like the West Indies, where you have, in some cases, 60, 70% people who are unbanked, but you have 130, 140% mobile penetration. It was a perfect petri dish for rolling out blockchain technology. So when Gabe met me, because of my penchant already, it was a fairly easy fit. We hit it off pretty well.
Okay, you say blockchain meets central bank. So that right there is kind of a loaded statement, right? Because blockchain and Bitcoin is now circling the globe. Correct. And central banks around the world are trying to figure out what the heck this is all about. The central bank in India is all confused. The central bank of China is trying to figure it out. Russia seems like they're getting more into it. But everyone now has to confront this and say they can't ignore it anymore. So in your part of the world, what's been the dialogue with you, the crypto man, and the central bank and the regulators and the government?
Well, it's been kind of difficult. I mean, you have a couple of central banks who have been open to it, particularly the Eastern Caribbean Central Bank, and they're interesting, as our founder said before. They're a currency union that treads across 8 different countries.
Are there 8 central banks?
No, there's one central bank that straddles 8 countries.
And what does that refer to itself as? The Central Bank of?
The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank.
The Eastern Caribbean Central Bank.
Antigua, St. Kitts. There's 7 or 8 of the smaller islands in there. They have been more open. And in a situation like that, you have where somebody in St. Kitts wants to pay somebody in Antigua, that money has to go into the U.S., wash, spin, and rinse cycle, and then get spit back out to an island that's 150 miles away, right? And
because of the facility, because of the back office, because of the administration of it, not for nefarious reasons.
Not for nefarious reasons.
But because it's just the infrastructure is not built in your area,
correct.
So it's got to go outsource the infrastructure.
Correct.
So you're saying, hey, central bank, this blockchain actually don't need to outsource the infrastructure. We can build it right here.
Absolutely. And on top of go to the US and spin and cycle, there's fees coming off of it. And it's costing the region. We presented the MIT labs a couple of years back, and they estimated that $70 million a year is lost in fees and insurance stuff in shipping into the Caribbean through the banks. And they said up to 70 to 80% of that could be eliminated with blockchain technology. So we're implementing that from.
What was the number again? 70
to 80% can be saved.
Right. What's the GDP of that area? I don't know.
I can't speak to the GDP for the ECCB. I can speak to it for Trinidad, maybe Barbados. Our GDP is 160 billion.
So I know crypto's down right now, guys, but the reason I'm talking or sharing this video is to show the value of cryptocurrencies. Obviously, there's a lot of people skimming money, a lot of bankers taking fees off people. And when people say, oh, crypto's worthless, it's just what you're willing to pay. Right now, it still is because of the applications and it hasn't been set up. And obviously, this is just like the internet when it was discovered in the 1990s. It's going to take time to obviously be built out and to find practical use cases. But I do see a lot of utility being used for people that are unbanked and also just reducing the fees that people have to pay, considering people all over the world are sending money, and the number is ridiculous for the Caribbean, that they're paying $80 million a year in fees, and you can basically save them 80%. So unfortunately, crypto's going down. People are panicking, but I'm looking to buy, especially if Bitcoin goes under 7,777. I'm going to start dollar cost averaging. I haven't really bought since the beginning of April, so this is a good time to start buying, guys, and I will continue to buy as the dip goes down. And like I said, I'm not really worried about short-term price. I'm very bullish on cryptocurrencies long term, especially if I can get Bitcoin for under 5,000. So we'll see what happens. Let me know your thoughts, and I will talk to you soon.